Today we are going to look at one pathetic tank. Yes, one of the worst tanks that I think is in the game. And no, it's not this tank, the T29. This tank is probably one of the better tier 7 tanks. However, it is a tier 7 tank. It is a tier 7 heavy tank, and it is of course the Predator UM. Yes, this tank has been around for a long time. It come with the Vindicator, the TD, the tank destroyer, pretty much kind of like the SU-152. That can be fun. That can be fun. It's also pathetic, but not as pathetic as the Predator. The Predator, as I've said, is, in my opinion, one of the worst tanks in the game. Yeah, you could do some damage. It's got an autoloader that you can deal damage, but just look how tall this tank is. It's got armor. It does have armor, and when you come up against tier 6, you can bounce some shots, and even some tier 8s you can bounce some shots. But if a tank gets below your gun, you're dead. You're nothing you can do except for just wait and die. So the turret, you've got 162 on your turret, 156 on your hull, so armor profile is not too bad, but most tier 8s coming up against you will be able to penetrate you quite easily. DPM 2453, so again, not bad DPM. The magazine reload is 10.2 seconds. The shell reload between each shell is 1.5 seconds, which isn't bad, and it has 3 shells. The penetration is 170 on your AP and 225 on your APCR, and just 38 on your HE. So penetration is nothing special. Damage, you're doing 180 alpha per shot on your AP, 145 on your APCR, and 250 on your HE. Aim time 3.6, and the gun dispersion 0.319. So aim time not great, dispersion not bad, and it only has 6 degrees of gun depression. To be honest, 6 is it doesn't feel 6. It doesn't feel like 6 at all. The speed is 29 kilometers per hour. So yeah, you can get really bullied in this tank. If you get a tank like an E25 or an LTG coming up against you, face hugging you, there is nothing you can do about it, because you got to bear in mind a lot of tanks, but down in tier 7 and tier 8, most of them, or a lot of them, especially the heavies, have good turrets. So if you're face hugging a tank, yeah, do not face hug a tank, honestly, and you're going to see why in one of these battles. But in my opinion, it is the most pathetic tank in the game. Let me know your opinions. Do you own one? Do you like playing it, and do you like coming up against them? And what do you think about them when you do come up against these tanks? Because yeah, they can be strong. It can be strong. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying it's a completely utterly crap tank that just can't do anything. It is a completely utterly crap tank that can occasionally do something. So yeah, I mean, if you can penetrate them, then, and you can get all 3 shells out, then yeah, it is not bad. But this tank would be made much better if it just had gun depression. If it had like 8 degrees of gun depression, this tank would actually be not half bad. But currently, as it is, with just 6 degrees of gun depression, yeah, it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest, and it's definitely one of those tanks that I would stay clear of. I wouldn't be buying this tank if I even got paid to, if I got paid to play it. I wouldn't even own it then. Well, I do own it now, because obviously I wanted to ace all the tanks in the game, but now I own it and I played it. I really just don't want. I just don't want it. I really don't want it, and I don't even think I own it on my account. I think I sold it on my own account. So yeah, I don't usually sell tanks, but this was one of those that, yeah, you can get the hell out of my garage. So I do still own it on a press account, so that's why I don't mind selling it on my main. And if I ever want it back, of course, I can use the vehicle restoration. Yeah, I mean, we've bounced 700. It is a tier 8 game, and we have bounced 700. That's another tank there, the Nameless, that you very, very rarely see in the game. It's been around for a long time, but it's one of those tanks that you just never, ever, ever see, and it's one of the most one of the rarest tanks in the game at the I wouldn't say rare, well actually to be honest it doesn't come for sale often, so I would probably say it's one of the rarest because of how many people own it, how many people play it, and the fact that it never comes in store very rarely. So yeah, I mean, you can see we can bounce shots. You can bounce shots. Put the tank in the right situation and you can bounce shots, but you also need to get yourself in a situation, in a position that you're able to shoot the enemy team as well. So I'm going to push forward in a minute into this this GC, and again you have to remember that you don't have gun depression. You've only got 6 degrees of gun depression, so making a push on a tank in this tank is very risky. So you're going to see there, get a shot off, and now look, we can't do anything. Luckily we do back up and he does turn his turret just to give us that kill, but if he would have just stayed where he is, then we wouldn't be able to do anything to that guy because we're just too tall. We're just too tall. Even if he's side on and we're so close to him, we still can't get the shot off because we're too tall. And that's why this tank overall is just pathetic. It looks pathetic, it plays pathetic, and yeah, it's just a pathetic tank. But we have still managed to bounce 1300 damage. We're going to get one shot here, and are we going to be able to get the kill? Yes, we are. So we managed to do 1800 damage in total, and most battles are going to be average around about that. If you're lucky, you might average sort of 18 to 2k damage in most games. And you will be able to get some block damage, but you can't rely on the armor. When you are against tier 6s, then yeah, you can get more and more block damages, but we're going to come up against tier 6 here, and to be honest, we're going to get bullied. We're going to get absolutely bullied. So it is Castilla, and we are going to push towards the left side. Now there is only, so as I've said, we're on Castilla and we're going to push towards the left side because, I mean, there's 2 heavies. My heavies coming with me. We've got 2 tank destroyers as well, which I was hoping that they would get on the tank destroyer position up here. And hopefully we get to, if the heavies do come this side, we do get to bully them. And you can see straight away the T29 is there. And I wanted to go forward. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I don't. But considering that the 40 TP is up there as well, now he's just backed up, so I'm just going to wait to see what he does. And you can see my T29 is pushing him. Because he's pushing, I am also going to make that move as well, and we should be able to bully this T29. However, the T29 on my team is just getting ripped apart. He's only on 1000 hit points at the minute. He's blocking his shots against this guy, so I'm going to come at the side of this guy, and we're just going to release our magazine into him. At the minute he's in a perfect position for me, but the T29, you can see he's just got ripped apart, and now that's bad news because I'm on my own against these tanks around here. So of course I want to clear this T29. I know I'm getting shot, but I need to clear him because he is a dangerous target, and whilst I'm on a reload, I am just going to back up around, and I do manage to get some bounces on for this guy. So we are now got 3 shells. We're going to get 2 into him. We're not going to be able to get the third. I think we actually bounced the third when he comes around this corner, and as you can see. But now my worst nightmare, and that is the Cryos behind, one of the most broken tier 6 tanks in the game. I don't want 3000 DPM on my ass, so I'm pushing forward and hoping I can get some shots off. But look, I mean, look at this, we can't get our shots off. If you get close to a tank, you will not be able to shoot them, and you need distance. You have to have distance between you and the enemy tank. So yes, we're only on 500 hit points. I really want to clear this guy because having 2 tanks in front of me is not good, especially one of them being the Cryos. And considering now the 40 TP is getting close, I won't be able to do absolutely nothing to this guy. I'm now a 1 shot, and you can see face hugging is just not gonna do. I mean, we managed to get that shot off at least, and now we're not even going to be able to get a shot off onto this Cryos. Now in this kind of position, now he does actually kill us because he's got our lower plate. He's got our lower plate, and even though he's a tier 6 tank, he will easily be able to deal with us. And we do actually go on to lose this game thanks to this guy right here, who's yeah, he doesn't do the greatest of jobs. But that's it. Let me know your thoughts on the tank, the Predator, because in my opinion, it is just utterly pathetic. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69 and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.